I have the good news and the bad news for you. If you're spending hours doing things in Blender every day and you don't really feel like you're progressing, then this video is for you. You see, the problem is not your skill level or the software. The problem is focus, or more precisely, lack of it. And the irony is that most artists have no idea how much their lives would improve if they were able to focus. And that's the bad news. Now, the good news is that if you watch this video, I will help you to get that focus back. So, let's dive in. First of all, focus starts from you. It's your responsibility, but also your discovery. Now, what do I mean by that? You see, focus doesn't come from the outside, it comes from the inside. It means that you need to try different things in life, different things in 3D, until you find something that clicks. And when it clicks, you will know because it will be something that you can do for a long period of time. And that's the key, because if you're doing something you don't enjoy, you will not last. As simple as that. You'll be forcing yourself every single day, and eventually you're gonna give up. I see this question all the time. What kind of 3D should I be doing so I can make more money? And it's the dumbest question one can ask. The outcome should not be the motivation here. You need to look into yourself and figure out what is that you really like doing. Try different things. Find what pulls you in. Because if you're doing something you're not fully committed to, the moment you run into walls and issues, you will quit. It's like a relationship. If you really love someone, you start liking their shortcomings. You see, my wife pisses me the fuck off sometimes, but I love her to bits. Being in love for me means falling in love with someone's imperfections. And focus works the same way. If you truly like doing something, you will stay focused through any difficulties and you will embrace the challenges because they will bring you deeper into the subject. Let me give you a personal example. I studied law. I never wanted to, but my grandfather was a lawyer, my father is a lawyer, my mom's brother is a lawyer, and my parents insisted. So I went to study that boring shit, finished it with really good grades too, but I never worked a day as a lawyer. So it was a complete dead end. Now I wanted to study psychology, but my parents said I won't be able to make money with that. Which makes me laugh now, seeing all these crazy people around me. But the point is, you should not let anyone tell you what you should be doing. And my parents said the same thing about gaming. You can't make money on computer games. Now look who's laughing now, right? The moment I started doing art, especially 3D, I just knew that was it. I tried different things, found what worked. I quit a 9 to 5 job and built Blender Bros with Josh. And we've been running it successfully for over 6 years, and now I make way more money than I ever did working at the Japanese company. But here's the thing, we run into problems every day, every single day. Oftentimes we have to do things completely unrelated to 3D. But I know that they are essential for us to be able to continue running Blender Bros. And if I genuinely didn't like what I was doing, I would not be able to stay focused. I would have quit. That's the difference. Now, another thing people never think about that makes a massive difference in terms of focusing is knowing what type of intelligence you actually have. There are different types of intelligence: creative, analytical, social, etc. And if you mismatch your work with your type of intelligence, you will suffer. You will keep on grinding and nothing will click. You will just feel stupid and slow. But if you align them, you will grow and things will get much easier. The secret is that before you decide what to focus on, figure out what type of person you actually are, because focusing on the wrong thing against your personality and intelligence is just slow torture. Another problem I see all the time is that people jump between things and never go deep enough to actually get good at one specific thing. If you keep on shifting between things, you will stay average at everything. You will never go deep enough to actually get good. See, mastery comes from repetition and consistency. You cannot achieve mastery without those two. You will know a bit of Blender, a bit of ZBrush, a bit of Unreal, a bit of Houdini, but you won't be able to do anything properly with any of them. That's not versatility. That's just wasting time. It's basically glorified procrastination. You'll have no identity and no direction, and zero skills that separate you from anyone else. Depth is what builds identity and focus. So pick one thing and go balls deep. Another killer of focus that no one is talking about is envy. You see someone winning and you want some of that. Someone's getting clients, building a following, making money with their 3D work, and you think it's easy. And instead of staying on your path, you switch and reach for the shiny thing. You start chasing what they have, and you not only lose focus, but you also have to start from scratch. And the irony is that you're not following a direction or a specific goal, you're chasing someone else's result. You will never win dreaming other people's dreams. And what's truly dangerous is that envy oftentimes disguises itself as a good idea. It looks smart and it feels like a shortcut to success. It looks profitable and exciting. This niche is blowing up, I should just jump right in. But if it's not genuinely aligned with you, it's a distraction. And it will cost you months, sometimes years of your life, which you will never be able to get back. One of the hardest facts about focus is that it requires you to say no to many things, and especially to the good ideas. This one is one of the most difficult skills to learn in life. Focus isn't just about what you do, it's about what you refuse to do. All those donuts and chocolate bars that life sprinkles around us will do nothing else but spike your insulin and cause brain fog. Remember, it's simple. If it's shiny, it's a distraction. Move on, protect your direction. And let me give you an example. Let's say you are modeling a sci-fi truck. You're halfway through, you're looking for references online, and you find this incredible design that gets you excited. And now you want to drop everything and start that instead. Don't. Learn how to finish projects, because finishing something is going to teach you more about modeling and about life than starting 10 new things. Stick to what you started, put the new idea on a list, finish one thing, then move on to the next. I can't tell you how many students show me 3, 4, 5 unfinished projects. Oh, I'm working on this and this, and they said, dude, focus on one thing, finish it, then move on. When you stay focused on one thing long enough, something fascinating happens. Skills start to compound. Every hour you put in doesn't just add up, it multiplies, because you expand the depth of the subject. You understand topology and shading makes sense. You understand form and your design language gets stronger. You learn more tools and your workflow becomes more fluid and way faster. That's how Blender Bros happened. Not by jumping between things, but by going deep into one area of hard surface modeling and building real skills that stack on each other. Surface level knowledge doesn't do that. Depth does. So let me give you a real life example. Razor is one of our students who has been with us since 2020. He joined the Hard Surface Academy program in 2022, and from day one he was one of those rare people who grinded really hard. He was joining all the Q&A calls, always active in the chat, always studying. He's from Pakistan and his goal now is to move to Japan and work as a sculptor in one of the Japanese studios. That's his dream and he works towards it every single day without exception. Over time he gained a lot of respect within our community, not just for his knowledge of hard surface modeling, 3D printing and so on, but especially for how much time he invested helping other students to grow. We became very good friends, and he shares his progress with me almost every day. Now, about a year ago, he got serious about sculpting, and this is one of his early sculpts. It looks exactly like what you expect from someone who just started, raw with wonky proportions and rough around the edges. Now, Razor being Razor, he locked the fuck in. He was sculpting every day, consistent, focused, no jumping around. Then he doubled down and invested in sculpting mentorship and kept pushing. And a year later, look at what he's producing now. That's exactly what focus does. You cannot measure it in a day or two. You have to zoom out. Give it months, give it years, and then you'll see something that looks like a miracle, but is actually just a result of one person refusing to quit while doing something what they really love doing. And here is another thing. Money can disappear. Trends can die. But skills are permanent. And if you stay focused on pushing them further, eventually you'll become dangerous in your niche. Nobody will be able to take that away from you or compete with you. Another reason why people lose focus is because they are too concentrated on the payoff instead of the journey. And the thing about payoff is that it's always delayed. But when it hits, it's exponential. Just like with any skill you are developing, the deeper you go, the bigger the reward. At the beginning, progress feels painfully slow. Your models feel wrong, the tools feel fiddly, you're confused about techniques, shading, workflow, and the results don't match what you had in your head. And that's exactly where people quit. Instead of pushing through, they switch to something else because it feels easier, fresher, less taxing on the brain, more dopamine, less pain. And they keep doing that, jumping from thing to thing, always starting over, never finishing. The difference between people who actually achieve something and people who will always just be dreamers is staying focused when shit gets tough. Because if you stay focused and push through that uncomfortable period, something shifts. Things start to click, and when they click, they compound really fast. Suddenly, things that used to take you a full day take an hour. Decisions that used to paralyze you become second nature, muscle memory. That is the inflection point. And most people never reach it because they quit too early. They lost focus right before everything was about to change. Another thing that will sabotage your focus is your body and mind. Sleep and diet are not optional. If you're not sleeping properly, your sessions will be slow and foggy. You'll second guess everything, lose your train of thought mid-modeling, wonder why nothing is clicking. That's not a skill issue, that's a broken machine. Diet is a huge one. Heavy carbs, sugar spikes, that's not energy, that's instability. Your brain literally glycates from constant insulin spikes, or in other words, fries itself. Think about what happens to a chicken when you bake it. It turns brown. That's glycation. That's exactly what's happening inside of your head when you're running on garbage fuel all day and experiencing constant insulin spikes trying to clean all that sugar from your blood. Focus is very similar to fasting. When you remove distractions, your brain can finally go deep. Fasting works the same way. You stop being a prisoner to hunger, to cravings, to constant noise of needing to eat. And your body and mind just settle. Recently, I did a 5-day water fast, and the mental clarity I got was something I genuinely didn't expect. Total stillness, like being inside of a cocoon. No noise, no cravings, no distraction. Just this deep, almost eerie calm. That is what your brain is capable of when you stop flooding it with garbage and give it actual silence. I eat exactly 0 sugar every day, and I don't need coffee. I have stable energy from the moment I wake up. I can work for hours without crushing or losing focus, without going blank, without mood swings. No brain fog and no cravings. That is what a functional brain feels like. Sort out your sleep, sort out your diet. Everything else builds on top of that. And for the love of Buddha, stop eating carbs. they are non-essential and detrimental to your mental and physical health. Next, build a routine so you can eliminate pointless decisions. Routine is one of the most powerful tools you can have because it creates fixed blocks in your day where your brain already knows what comes next. No deliberating, no should I open Blender at 12:30? You already know. You sit down and go. And routine kills decision fatigue. Too many choices and you'll end up doing nothing. Think about your projects folder. 15 half-started files and you spent 20 minutes deciding which one to open and, end up watching YouTube instead, right? Commit to one thing, one project. You open it and pick it up when you left off. That's it. My routine is fixed. I wake up same time every day, between 4 and 5 a.m. No thinking, just iodine with salt, and I sit down and start working immediately. 6:30, I do my calisthenics. At 7, I take a shower, then a cold shower, and a breakfast. 7:30, I go for a walk for about 50 minutes, and after the walk, back to work. 12 p.m. dinner and another walk. Then back to work. 6 p.m. hot bath, 7 bed. And repeat. Monday, Sunday, I don't care. I do the same shit every day, and I also wear the same clothes. Why? Because it's comfortable and I don't have to think. Same pants, same socks, Tempus Fugitive. I make 0 decisions anywhere in that sequence. I simply execute. When you know exactly what you're doing and when, there are no excuses. You just do it because it's in a schedule. Funny thing about focus is that our brain can only focus properly on one thing at a time. And it takes over 20 minutes to reach deep focus or a state of flow. One interruption and all goes to shit. One phone notification, one YouTube short, and 20 to 30 minutes gone. I remember one day I was writing a script, fully locked in, and my phone rang. One call. And I lost entire train of thought. It took me nearly half an hour to get back to where I was. That's what one distraction will cost you. 2 or more of these, and your brain will get tired. The same goes to multitasking when you're doing anything, right? Your brain takes 10 to 20 minutes to fully lock into one abstract concept, to actually understand it, organize it, and store it properly. If you're switching between 10 tutorials, jumping from topic to topic, you're not learning, you are wasting energy by creating illusion of learning. That's why people often say the Blender is hard. It's not hard. They just never gave their brain enough time to focus on one thing to actually absorb it. If you have a problem with focusing longer, then start with 15 to 20 minute blocks. One task, no distractions. Take a break and then try to extend it to an hour or so. The longer you can hold focus, the faster you will learn. Another technique that can help you with focus is breaking down your goals into smaller wins. It will keep you motivated. When a task feels too big, break it down. You're not modeling the whole mech suit today, you're doing the arms. That's it. Think about flying from London to Tokyo. You don't think about the whole trip at once. You pack your bags, you get to the airport, you board, you fly and have some awful food, you land, you get to the hotel. Step by step. And every step you finish gives you momentum, like leveling up in a computer game. Stack these small wins because that's the only way to defeat the final boss. Another focus killer is stress. This one is massive. Manage your stress or it will mismanage your entire life, not just your focus. Life will always bring problems and stress. That's not going to change. You have to expect them. The key is how you are going to manage them, because if you don't, they will suck the life out of you. If you're sitting in front of Blender and your brain is somewhere else, then good luck modeling something good. There are 2 types of problems: things that you can control and things that you can't control. If you have a problem you can solve, do it and get back to your task. And if not, then so be it. You'll have to learn how to ignore it and suppress the stress. Let time solve it, it always does. Stressing about something outside your hands changes nothing. It will ruin your focus and your energy. I know it's easier said than done, but it's vital you learn how to handle it, and proper diet and good quality sleep will be absolutely critical here. Last but not least, learn how to be bored. Go for a walk. No phone, no podcast, no music. Just you and some thoughts. Let your mind doodle without any distractions. The best ideas come to us when the brain is idle and quiet. You'll also find out that you can live without that phone or constant internet access and that neither is essential. Boredom trains your mind to calm down and it gives you control over where your attention goes. And when you come back to the desk, you're sharper. Now look, if everything I said in this video resonates with you and you're serious about improving your hard surface art, but you're getting stuck with no one to help you, then check our Hard Surface Academy. It's a program where you get direct access to me and Josh, private DMs, weekly live calls, where we actually open Blender and work through your problems together. You will also gain lifetime access to 5 core curriculum modules covering composition, lighting, design, portfolio, mindset, and productivity. Over 700 students have gone through it, and the results speak for themselves. It's not a course you buy, it's a personalized support from people who actually know what they're doing and genuinely want to see you grow. Go to blenderbros.com/academy to learn more. Links are also in the video description. Focus is not complicated. It's about discovering who you are and what you really want in life. It's about protecting your mind from everything that isn't aligned with your goals. Most people in 3D don't have a skill problem, they have a focus problem. Fix the focus and the skill will follow. Focus directly affects our learning, so if you enjoyed this video, I recommend you watch this one next. Thanks a lot and have a good one.